is going on, guys? This is Mia saying Merry Christmas, my childish childs. In order to celebrate this event, I have decided to finally give you guys a combo video and deck profile, well, deck profile tomorrow, that you guys have been requested for so long, which is Exorsister. And I didn't really want to make videos on that deck before because I felt like it was kind of lackluster. It didn't really have enough oomph and gas. But now with the new XYZ monster that is rank 8, that kind of requires 2 rank 4 XYZ, so very similar to how you just summon Utopic Future Draco and Utopic Future on top of 2 Lyrilusk XYZ. It's pretty much the same thing, but that monster, Exorsister rank 8, is absolutely insane. It's a double interruption in one card, and the deck just got so much more explosive. So before you get into this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Also check me out on Twitch and Instagram. Both links will be in the description box below. And now let's jump right into it. Alright, so combo number 1, assuming that you have a hand like this, obviously it doesn't have to be specifically this. I'm going to show so many variations of pretty much every combo that I make that you're eventually going to be a master of Exorsister by the end of this video. So make sure you watch until the end because I always try to keep the best for last every single time I make these combo videos. Anyways, Stella plus Elise plus Sophia ends on a pretty good board, and Stella is the one that special summons another Exorsister monster from her hand. Elise special summons itself when you control another Exorsister monster, and Sophia is a draw 1 while you control another Exorsister monster. So obviously they work very well with each other, and they all have kind of their own sisters that they really like, their counterparts. So Elise and Stella are kind of together, and Sophia is with another card, which is Hélène, which is not a card that I'm showing right now, but anyways. So you're going to be normal summoning the Stella, and then special summon the Elise, so you won't be using the effect of Stella yet, and the reason for that is because if you actually wait and you special summon the Elise first, you get to gain an additional 800 life points. Otherwise, that effect will not gain 800 since you don't control Elise yet. So this is just a better move, and then special summon the Sophia. So the order does matter if you just want to gain more life points, but in terms of actual physical resources, it changes absolutely nothing. So now you have 96, and time has been called, haha. That joke will never get old. Anyways, you're going to be using the effect of Sophia draw 1, and you're going to be making this card, which I want to say is probably the best of the Exorsister rank 4 XYZ. This card is absolutely insane. So if it was XYZ summoned this turn by using an Exorsister monster, quick effect, you can target one card your opponent controls or in their graveyard, banish it. And another effect that obviously doesn't have to be involving your opponent is you can detach one material from this card, add one Exorcister spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Obviously both effects are hard once per turns. So you're going to be searching for a pretty handy card, which is Exorcister Pax. I think that's the name of the card. Now this actually has an extremely unique effect when you control the Exorcister counterpart either on your field and or your graveyard of the card that you're trying to search. So instead of just searching the card, you can actually search it and then special summon it. So it's not directly a special summon from your deck. You're really searching the card first, and then it gives you the option. Do you want to special summon it or not? And in this situation, we can go for Hélène because we have Sophia in the graveyard, but at the same time, if we didn't have the Sophia access, it doesn't change anything because we still have Stella and Elise. So whichever monster that we have either on your field or in your graveyard, you search the opposite and then you get to special summon it. So just a neat way that you can kind of special summon another Exorcister and kind of treat this card as an extender. So your rank 4 actually gets you to another body on the field to make another rank 4, which makes the rank 8 monster easier to summon. Anyways, now you're going to be making the other rank 4 that actually searches an Exorcister monster from your deck to your hand. This sometimes is just as good, if not slightly better, than the Michaelis. I don't even know their name, but yeah, so whatever. You get to search a card for next turn, not really relevant, and now you make almost Utopic Future Draco. Like I said, it's the very same concept. This is going to be Magnifica. This card's so insane, man. So I already kind of explained the effect, but now I'm going to show you just what it does, assuming that we don't even want to set the Imprimer. You know, we have so much money that we don't even need to do that. Just one single rank 8 monster takes care of every single potential play that our opponent has right now. So our opponent goes Long Yuan, discard Vishuddha, summons a token. That would be very terrifying against a lot of decks, but against us, it's like, whatever, I don't care. So we can actually bounce back the token, and then our opponent goes normal summon Tai A, and we're like, you know what, I don't even care. Use your effect, I'll shade my Magnifica, and you're going to see what what's going to happen, I'm going to summon the Michaelis, and in a separate chain link, what's going to happen is that I have priority to use, well, I don't have priority. My opponent has priority to use a spell speed 1 or spell speed 2 effect, but if he passes that priority, I get to use a spell speed 2 effect. So I can use Michaelis in order to banish the token, and then my opponent has pretty much nothing here. So 2 non-tuner monsters. Sword Soul doesn't really line up too well against this, because next turn I get to search again. I get to do pretty much everything that I want to do in Exorsister. I already have a monster as a follow-up and a draw with, of course, 2 other cards in your hand, because this was just a 3-card combo. So that's it for combo number 1. Let's get into combo number 2. Alright, so this is one of the several variations of the combo that I just showed, but again, there are literally 10 billion different ways you can end on that board. So assuming that you have something like Elen and 2 extenders, literally don't even have to be like spellcaster extenders, just special summon monsters that are level 4, look at what you can do. So normal summon and then special summon, and you're going to make Michaelis in order to search the packs again. That card is really, really good. So activate, and this is the reason why drawing Elen is actually pretty good in a certain way when you have access to packs, because now you can search for Sophia and then special summon it. And as we already established, this card is probably the best Exorsister monster there is, because drawing 1 card is very, very good, whereas the effect of Elen is actually pretty bad. It's a worst version of Sophia. It's like you can place 1 Exorsister card from your hand into the bottom of the deck to draw 1. So why would you pick this effect over this one, which is just a free draw 1, right? So yeah, you're going to draw 1 right now, and you're going to make the other rank 4, so literally the exact same thing, and same end board. It doesn't matter which monster you search, and now you make a Magnifica, and your opponent suffers like crazy. Alright, now it's time to show you something pretty cool about this deck that I actually like a lot. Even if you don't play Abyss Dweller, do not worry, my man, because this deck has so many options that, assuming that you have something like this, it looks kind of bad, but it's not really. It's pretty good. So Zora, a card that I actually really like to play in Exorsister now, I discovered it and I was like, oh my god, of course I really want to play a card that allows me to revive back my level 4 spellcasters from my grave in the grind game, and of course in the early game you get to special summon them from the hand. So at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same thing as any other extender that you would have. So really cool card, assuming that you have this plus whatever Exorsister. The Stella isn't even doing anything. It's probably one of the worst cards right now, and Gigabyte. So you're going to be equipping the Artemis, which gets you a free search. And of course, this special summons from the hand. So now the Artemis searches another Zora, which is going to be the follow-up for next turn. So Zora is single-handedly access to a rank 4 or level 8 synchro, and a search, which gives you, like, you know, setup for next turn. So yeah, anyways, special summon Gigabyte, and now make the Caspitel search for that Elise, which is going to special summon itself, and make you gain 800, so now 8800 life points. And then make Elise search an Exorsister spell, which is going to be this card. I didn't show it before. It is Exorsister Amento, and you're going to see what it does very soon. But yeah, now we make Magnifica, and we just set 1 and pass turn. Our opponent has a pretty good hand and actually top deck the Imperm, so unfortunately this Magnifica might not be as good as we really wanted it to be, but it's all good in the hood. Even if we get Impermed, we can use the other effect of Magnifica and actually transform it into one of the Xyz materials that was underneath it, and Caspitel, the monster searcher, was actually one of them. So this time we won't be making the Michaelis, which banishes a card. We're going to be making this card, which is very similar to Dweller, but it's actually not. It's more like Sanaphon the Sky Prison. So neither player can special summon the monsters from the grave. Of course, the turn it was Xyz summoned by using an Exorsister monster as material on the summon. So, well, not really on the summon, I think. Yeah, on the summon, actually, but whatever, it doesn't change anything. So now our opponent is under Sanaphon, and of course, we already know that Salamangreat really struggle against this card. It's an absolute pain in the ass. So, Gazelle, Chilling Quad, Chilling 2, and then freaking Veilings, I don't even care. Do your plays, get your Rage or Roar, I really don't care at all. Make your Sunlight Wolf, and then, how are you outing my monster? Oh, boost with Spinny, sure thing. I don't even care because Amento actually gives me another interruption. Yes, this is actually 3 interruptions in theory. So now you can transform your Exorsister Magnifica into Michaelis, yes, and banish a card our opponent controls or in their graveyard. So bye-bye Sunlight Wolf, that's a nice roar you got there, and that's a nice graveyard that you got there. Can't do any of that. These combos just keep on getting better and better and better. This time we have Zora with double Inari Fire and double Gigabyte, so basically 4 extenders, and I mean, even if you have redundant cards, it doesn't change anything. This hand is so good that you don't even need a single Exorsister monster to do the full Exorsister combo and more. So we're going to normal summon, but not use its effect, because we want to keep this for later on when we actually have an Exorsister monster, or rather, Spellcaster monster in our graveyard. So yeah, special summon the 2 extenders and then make Caspatel search for the Elise, which special summons itself. But now we're going to be summoning the other monsters, and now the Elise, we don't gain 800 because we do not control Stella. And now we're going to make Michaelis, very specifically using the Elise, because we actually want to detach it right now. So search the packs, and then we're going to be making Magnifica, and then pack search Stella, which is going to be able to special summon itself. And now we're going to be making Tornado Dragon, and then Zorora revive back the Elise with its own effect, and equip the Artemis, which is of course going to allow us to search another Zora. So we're not just making a big board, we're also getting our setup for next turn, because next turn we go Zora, revive back a monster, search again, and then make a rank 4, search again, banish a card our opponent controls, and it's basically back to square one. So you always have gas, and this card is just, I keep on repeating myself, but it's one of the best cards that this deck can play, I think, at the moment. It's a really good normal summon, and also it gives you access to this absolute calamity of a card. Haha, that was a good joke. Anyways, this card reads, if this card is synchro summon, you can equip 1 Magistus monster from your extra deck to this card. Your opponent cannot activate the effects of monsters with the same card type, so Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link, as a Magistus monster card in your spell and trap zone. And it also has another neat effect in the graveyard. So if this card is in your grave, you can target 1 Magistus card in your grave, well, you control, destroy it, and if you do special summon this card, you can only use this effect of Zora once per turn. Pretty freaking disgusting. I mean, imagine Sword Soul playing against this deck. Yeah, sorry, you know, your synchro monsters, they don't do anything anymore. Or if you're playing against an Xyz heavy deck, then all you do is that you equip an Xyz monster. Or you're playing against a Link heavy deck. Oh, well, guess what? I'm just gonna equip Magistus Artemis. Or you're playing against a Shuttle Invoked whatever deck with like 15 fusion monsters. Oh, I'll just equip the fusion monster. Yeah, that's a pretty nice deck. It really reminds me of Protoss, actually. Whereas if you know what your opponent is playing, this card becomes even better because you actually know what to go for. And on top of that, we have Magnifica and Tornado Dragon, or any rank 4 of choice. I'm not really a big fan of playing Dweller in this deck because the deck already has a built-in Dweller. And so yeah, when you take into consideration the fact that this is double interruption, 1 interruption so you can handle cards like Mystic Mine, and again, another huge gigantic Floodgate interruption, this board is literally unbreakable. Alright, this is the last combo, and this is basically just a random hand that I decided to draw just to show you guys the actual raw power of this deck, how it's absolutely ridiculous. So Valor, Gigabyte, Zora, Elen, and Pax. This hand is very nice, like I said. So equip, get the Artemis and the Search and the Special Summon. When you have Elen with the Pax, it's probably even better than any other 2-card combination because we actually get to draw with the Sophia since we have the counterpart. So we also gain back 800, Special Summon the Gigabyte, and then Caspatel, search for the Elise, of course, every single time. And now we're actually going to keep the Sophia on the field. Can actually be an interruption on our opponent's turn. Anyways, Michaelis, search the, always forget the name, but yeah, Amento, and now we make Magnifica, we set to pass. On our opponent's turn, we can actually make another monster that you have not seen before, but this time it literally is Abyss Dweller, so use Sophiel. And this card is Xyz summoned by using an Exorsister monster as material. You can activate this effect. For the rest of the turn, neither player can activate card effects in the graveyard. So it's a 2-sided Abyss Dweller, but you don't really have card effects in the graveyard anyway, so this doesn't hurt you at all. And on top of that, you have whatever Call by the Grave, Valor, Magnifica, it's just everything you want. So it's really hard to lose. You almost have to put in the effort. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this insane Exorsister combo video. Let me know what you guys think of this deck in the comment section below. Deck profile coming up soon, and also live stream on this deck coming up very soon. Make sure you check me out on Twitch because this is where I'll be doing my live streams moving forward. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.